It's only when those things come together that these will actually materialize into experiential halls, just like the regular halls. When they cycle and they open, they are massive reality domains once your consciousness has the activation levels to pass into them. Okay, so they literally materialize, linking the domain space-time coordinate, that would be where we are, with its aurora perfect expression, that would be the full aurora Earth, through a set of materialized transcendent dimensional planes called the deity planes. So that's what the deity planes are, when those things come together. Now, let's see, what number am I? Go to the next one, please, because that went with number 2, and that's all I was reading there was number 2 under the halls of Adasha. And as we were talking about the different things, this was just showing that the aurora planes in through here between the outer domains and the middle domains, and it's in through here that we get aurora Earth. So it's in these areas, and they haven't specified whether it's actually in the Jaffa areas that the deity planes manifest. It might be. They haven't gone that far with analyzing it in the heavy structures of the graphs, but it was just to explain that if we're in the outer domain, and this is the middle domain. This is the middle domains where you have the Asayas matter, and that is the frequency spectra that has to combine with the Cosmea spectra that's from way up in that big, large one that's usually turquoise. The code I said was usually turquoise that I first showed. When you combine that Cosmea flame with the frequencies from the aurora field and the frequencies of a coordinate space in the outer domain, that is when these halls will open, where you will get the halls of Adasha actually come into materialization, because they are not even materialized before that. They exist as specific energy encryptions that are separated in 3 different areas, but when they are brought together, they activate, and a whole new reality field literally materializes in that space for the time, for the duration that those frequencies are holding together.
Okay, so I'm getting some information here with regard to talking about those Adashi halls and the Adashi energies having the quality of vapor. So you may remember that that's come up, quality of vapor. And it is because of that that it is really helpful for human energy field to be able to work as an airbender, because if you're working with the elementals, with the air, the quality of what air consists of, you're very close to the quality of vapor. So we think of vapor as being kind of a combination of wet air and water. So this is why really thinking about everything she's talking about from the perspective of how are you in your human body going to function in a way that assists and helps to process the ascension journey, right? Okay, trying to keep it simple because this stuff gets so complicated, and it's good to know these specifics, but sometimes you just want to filter it down to what does that mean to me? What am I going to be becoming acquainted with in daily life? How can I recognize when that's happening? How am I going to receive that information or new forms of structures? And how am I going to embrace that? And am I going to be in a relationship with the elementals where I have literally atomic and mineral help processing the information and the transitions that will be required of whatever part I'm playing, and that will be required of whatever help my body is designed to offer. Make sense?
Yeah, thank you for that.
You're welcome. Don't thank me. They're just sending it through.
Thank you, beloved. Yes.
I mean, this is why it's interesting to watch this information, which is now 12 years old. It didn't stop.
Mm-hmm.
it didn't stop. And so there's been this whole sort of ongoing flow of change and information and experience that is building and building and building. It's building at the same time it's contracting. I don't know how else to explain it. It's expansion and contraction now that's happening almost simultaneously. And when we get to that place where those two things meet, I guess it will be some form of quantum balance. Then that may be the point at which what we experience as external reality suddenly folds back in to 0 point. All right. Ooh, they're having fun today. Gee whiz. Okay.
So new worlds are being born literally right before our eyes, especially our third eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, what's the next one, hon, please? This was just a really quick reminder. I'm not going to read them all. We've seen this 100 times before, most of us. This is just to show you the different stages of matter states, the 5 Aurora Continuum matter states. We were talking about the first one, the Aseia state. That is the one in which that's between the outer domain where we are and the middle domain. So that is the matter state in which our deity planes will be manifest.
You see what it says there? Edon domains is
No.
liquid light vapor. See that? Yeah?
It's all blurry.
Oh,
now.
too bad.
I can read it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So just listen as this is coming through, because this will come into you in a way that begins to make sense to your body consciousness, even if it doesn't make sense to your mind.
Manifesting to link the inner and the not the inner, the outer and the middle domains. It will be between those two, that in that matter state. So we'll have a bit different type of matter. The matter there will be part matter like we have here, but it will be part of the hydrothermal radiation ectoplasma liquid light vapor. So it will have a different quality to it when your body moves into, and even if you finally get your physical body through full deification into physically being able to pass into those planes and not leaving any parts of yourself here, your body will feel different. It will feel lighter and more fluid, and so will your consciousness, just because of the difference in matter state, because this is the most dense state of matter out here in the outer domains. So it feels very pleasant there, even when I know when I project or just I seem to just hang out up there all the time on streaming, but that part of me just feels so happy and peaceful and just light. Like everything is lighter and colors seem lighter and brighter, and it's because of the matter differences literally in the state of matter that each of these plane sets are made of. So we'll get a blend, a place that's not quite as light as the Aseus state would be, but not quite as heavy as our state out here would be. So that's where the deity planes would be in that mixed state of matter. Right. So we don't need to read the rest of those. We've covered that material, for a couple of years now at least. So that's in other things. I just wanted to point out that was the matter that is mixing with ours, and that is the matter form, that Aseus mixed with the outer domain matter states are what the halls of Adasha and the temple places in Amayasan and those places that are part of the deity planes are made of. Next one, please.
And so that's why you can experience the blending as we're unblending from the falling matter of the 3D that's going to go black hole. There's this other energy now that is blending, that's part of the upliftment and part of the acclimation for the ascension process. I'll bring to mind the film Arrival. Yeah, the beloveds are so right here, right now. The film Arrival, where to communicate with the heptapods, the humans had to go a little bit into their atmosphere. And when things began to unravel, and Louise got the inner timeline movement that she really needed to go and communicate with the heptapods. And she went into that little pod that they sent down for her, and she got into it, and then all of a sudden it was filling with this other quality, and she was frightened because it she wasn't sure that it was just breathable for her. Now it turns out that it was breathable for her, which allowed her to go in and have a meeting with a heptapod in their environment, and she was able to be there and be safe and have that communication. So you can think about what we're doing with this work as having a similar kind of impact, and there'll be moments where your own consciousness will move you into one of those little mini pods and share a quality of information and in this form of liquid light vapor, and it will make your body feel a little bit different. And so that's why listening to what you're ingesting, and when you feel like you maybe just need to just drink water for a day, or you need to eat more lightly for a day, is because your own atomic body is aware that this interaction is taking place, and it's trying to do its best to serve you and to serve the purpose of those interactions.
Okay, let's see. This goes with, what does this go with? This goes with section 5 through 6. So I'm going to read sections 3 and 4. Before I talk about that graph. I think, unless there's something in those that pop up that might be useful for. Now, number 3. That's where I'm at. I didn't read that yet, did I? I'm so tired, I can't remember. The deity planes of the halls of Adasha and the Adashic archive. The materialized transcendent deity planes open and structurally organize around a core concentration point of Adashic recorded, encoded